What's going on, everybody? We're here at the workbench with the Dementor from Team K.O.R.H. So Chris from HRP Products actually got a hold of me, and they're sending me a new chassis, brace, a new radio for this thing. So I want to thank Chris for being willing to do so. And since I'm getting a new chassis and everything, I didn't think it would be a bad idea to go ahead and try to figure something out to make that rear chassis brace a little bit better. So what I did was I went to amain.com and I ordered this ST Racing rear chassis brace for an Arma Outcast. Now I did have to Dremel a little bit. This is just this is like a 3-piece like holder, so this bolts through back here, but I did have to Dremel it just a tiny bit. I mean, you could even take a small file to be able to get this to fit in there. It's just a tiny bit longer in between where the screw goes through, and it's just thicker. So you have to Dremel out this plastic piece under here just a little bit to get that screw to go through. And it's not an exact perfect fit. I did have to drill a hole through the chassis. You can see the original hole right there. I did have to drill my own hole through the chassis, but like I said, they're sending me a new chassis anyways, so I figured I'd just go ahead and try this. And it doesn't sit completely flush on the chassis underneath either. There's a tiny little gap because this is designed to sit up a little bit higher in the back to make it flush on the bottom. But I've got it tightened down as tight as I can. It actually fit in there. The chassis seems to be more rigid than it was. I can't promise anything. And he also, in our discussion, he mentioned that I should probably tighten down the steering servo, which I did. He said that's something that they've had to do to get better steering out of these rigs. So I did that. I tightened down the steering servo, I put in this chassis brace, and I vented the tires, hoping that that might help with the ballooning a little bit. But I'm not ready to give up on this truck yet, so I want to take it out again. Closer inspection before I took it out. I noticed a little clinging sound, and it was this. So that little piece right there that I had to notch out was hitting on the output cup for the rear diff here. So I had to notch it out. I notched it out perfect, and that's probably a huge part of why it wouldn't sit down on the chassis nice and flush. But I got it in there now, and hopefully you can see that I nibbed it just a little bit. I know not everybody's gonna have, you know, a bench grinder and all that stuff to do stuff like this, but I'm hoping this is kind of a permanent fix for this thing. And if it is, when I get the new chassis, I'll just put all this stuff on the new chassis and then put the same brace in. But now I'm gonna get this re-bolted in, and we have plenty of clearance around that output cup. So now I can bolt it all back together and take it out. Everybody at the bash spot, this is the Team K.O.R.H Dementor. One thing I do want to mention though is that this receiver box was full of water when I opened it up. I was just trying to see if like maybe the antenna was like stuck somewhere down in there, like wrapped around some wires or whatever, but no, it's just a short tiny antenna about that long. But the receiver box is full of water, so just be aware of that. If you get one of these Dementors and plan on taking it in the water, that you should probably take steps to seal this somehow, because even though the receiver is waterproof, it's never good to have standing water in a closed case like that. All right, so what I'm gonna do today is I'm going to start with 3S. Since this thing has awesome power on 4S, I just want to see what it's like on 3S. So we're gonna do 3, 4, and 6S today. All right, let's get to it. One last thing, I taped the body. Yay! Yay for tape jobs. All right, Team K.O.R.H Dementor on 3S. I do have to say, that is not bad for 3S. Now, I think it might be, man, this thing definitely has good power. And range issues, awesome. Range, there we go. And that was a horrible jump, but I don't think our chassis broke in half. Ah, the stupid range. God, I hate it. There we go. It's a little bit better. Cummins 2500 is standing over there. Gabe. He's just waiting for me to get some real power in this thing. 4 and 6S. But I just wanted to see. I was just curious because of how good the power level is on 4S. I wanted to see what it's like on 3S. It does a backflip on 3S. That's awesome. So I think it's a combination of the servo, because the servo is turning the tires not excellently, but I think it is part of how soft the tires are. Because I know the Outcast tires, the deep boost backflips, do awesome out here. So maybe it's just the softness of the tires. Maybe it's just how this thing handles. Ooh, a little sideways there. Oh, the range is, oh God. There's just something wrong with this radio, man. But like I said, he's sending me a new radio, so that's awesome. I want to thank Chris again from HRP for, you know, getting in touch with me and being willing to help me out with the parts I need. So I think we'll do 1 or 2 more jumps, and then we'll go ahead and get 4S in this guy. I know 3S isn't exactly what you guys want to watch. So I did a little bit of workout here. Range is such an issue with this thing. I literally can't go anywhere. Actually just tore it up more than anything. All right, well, it survived 3S. Let's go 4S. What's going on, everybody? I'm out here with Gabe, screen name Cummins 2500, and he's running the 6S X-Maxx that's almost completely upgraded to 8S parts and stuff. And I got the Team K.O.R.H Dementor, and I'm running 4S, he's running 6S, so run over me. Yes! That's what I'm talking about. Beast mode. X-Maxx is so cool. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Losing range, lost range. There we go. Okay.
Dude, that thing goes for a record every time it wrecks, man. Dude, this thing just has so much power and so little range. There we go. All right, it seems to be getting worse, actually. I literally have to stay right next to myself. Effortless backflips on 4S though. This thing has power and aces for sure. There we go. Now, I did have a couple little tumbles on 3S, and I did bend one of the wheels on the wheelie bar again. But the chassis seems to be doing good with that chassis brace I stuck in there. Ooh, that was so smooth, dude.
I barely saved that one.
Well, that would have been cool if I didn't run out of range. Dude, literally, it seems like it's getting worse. I mean, they're going to send me a new radio, which is awesome, but super inconvenient. So everybody, remember how I was talking about the city of Redding being super awesome and coming out here and building us a bunch of cool stuff? Yeah, this is all they did. They made a little lump of crap over there and they tore this up even worse than it was before. And yeah, I am 100% super disappointed. Thank you, City of Redding, for never doing anything cool. You're awesome. And ran out of range, ran out of range. Come on. Ran out of range. Oh, come on. Come on. There we go. That is the hard jump to line up. I don't know why, but it really doesn't. Man, that thing. I can't wait to see that thing on 8S. That guy that was out here last time I was out here on 8S was insane. Ooh! And it broke.
That doesn't look good.
It broke. Alright, what do we do here? I think we just pulled the pillow ball out. Yeah, we just pulled the pillow ball out. So I've had that happen on my Creighton, and I should be able to fix that relatively easily.